Hello everyone and welcome back to AustinPlays Gaming, where today I thought I'd answer a very important question, I think, to the Marvel Rivals community and people who are trying to improve. But which is the best Vanguard in Marvel Rivals? Now, this is actually not in my... I will say this now, this is not all my opinion. This is based on knowledge from the developers. This is based on knowledge from competitive games. So this is actually based on educated purposes, not just my opinion. If you want to go and check that video out, that's basically like Vanguard video. But this is all based on Marvel Rivals statistics, so let's get into it. With each of these Vanguards, there is actually 4 types of Vanguard. There is Brawl, which is like Vanguards that have high like protection, but then they have high health and damage, so they go into battles such as if they were a DPS, but they can hold their own for a long period of time. Characters like that often are like Thor. A second one is an anchor. There's 2 people that can be considered an anchor or a bunker, which is Doctor Strange and Groot. I will showcase both of them as a bunker and as an anchor as well. And the last one is a dive tank, which is Venom, which is the best type of Vanguard. So let's go check out their abilities. So with Thor, I definitely don't think this is maybe the best map for him, but he functions more as a DPS, like an attacking tank, if that makes sense. That is quite clear by the fact that he is one of the Vanguards with the least amount of health. He has more abilities in terms of attack, and he can actually also protect himself with such as shields, but he is built to be an attacking tank. But the whole idea around an attacking tank is that he can go into, say, a 1v2 or a 1v3 and still hold his own for a long period of time. I don't know how easy that's going to be to demonstrate in this, especially if my whole team is just going to stay put and do nothing. Whoa. Okay. Like, he can also charge himself, like, his abilities up. He can take out DPSs pretty easily, or assist in them in that case. So I think also he has got some traversal abilities, which makes him easy to get in and out of fights, which can be useful. I'm trying to do quite a fair bit, but not much is being given, like, job-wise. We're just moving with the point at this point. Yeah. Can get closer to DPSs, even with aerial characters. Can people... I'm trying to make a video here. Alright, now we're making content. I think with the likes of Thor, going in with the likes of a healer is also helpful. And... Ooh, this could be rough, yeah. Going in with the likes of a healer can be strategic because you are getting consistent heals, but his abilities, when used and when he eliminates, he does get some siphon back. So that can be... I think that's really good as a damage DPS, a damage tank. And he's not a hard Vanguard to use either, but of that category, like of a Brawl, which is... I call it the attacking tank, is probably the best kind, I guess. When it comes to him and fighting other tanks, it can be a bit of a, like 50-50 in who's gonna win. But at the end of the day, it's not about how many kills you get. It's more like with the tank, it's all about protecting your team and also a point such as, which is the whole point of this game. Like, look at this, we've got them literally pinned in their this is because of they've actually got help. We've got help from other teammates. We've got 2 healers, 2 DPS, and 2 Vanguards. That is the ideal structure of a team, and you don't see that often. But I've been very lucky to have a team like that. That's how we've won this so quickly. And all of us are in double-digit kills. We've barely got any deaths. So this is a well-structured team. But if you've got a well-structured team and a different Vanguard, I would say that Emma Frost is another Brawl Vanguard. but that is probably the best thing you can ask for if you are trying to defend and attack others and on a payload. It's different. It's confusing. Now for this one, we are going to do an anchor Vanguard, which is anchor can be used in two different terms. An anchor is someone that initiates a team up. With this shield, you can protect your team if they are within the shield. You can fly, and I think he's got limited attack. You need to be very accurate for his attack, but his whole idea is to protect others, which is always helpful, because it also, the more damage you take and the more damage you do, the more you can fight back. It can be a bit difficult to use him. He has definite pros and cons, I will say. So I would definitely, an anchor is a very, if it's necessary situation. I'm going to say that this is not one of those necessary situations. I think a very good counter in terms of Vanguards is Emma Frost. He does possess more health, which is easily combatable. But I've not died. I've got 3 kills, but the damage blocked is high, which is what you want from a tank, really. Getting some aerial advantage isn't that bad of an idea, but it's only very limited. But there was not many people. There was not no one there, so it's not that useful. He can defend himself, I think, against healers, but not against many DPS. Especially if it's multiple. But that isn't to say that he is a good character. I think if you know how to master a character of this capacity, you are one of the most strong, you will have a very strong team. But I'm quite new to using a character like him. I did not mean to do that. 3k damage blocked, is that great? No, it is not. Where is everyone? Why do they seem to be fighting all in here?
By the eye of Agamotto.
Well, that was a waste of an ultimate. I'm actually being pushed back now, which is a good time to use this, because then it breaks it away, and it somewhat dissipates it. But I can't do this by myself. But he can hold his own for a long period of time, which I think is one of his core, good aspects, shall we say? Thank you. Whoa, they've got the advantage aerially, which is it's a bit of a bummer. That was a very easy game because all I was doing was basically holding my own and using my abilities to push them back, but then using the shield to push them back as well, but bring the team forward. So that's what I mean by an anchor. It draws other players in your team towards you, and especially when I'm playing as a DPS, if I see a Doctor Strange with that shield, it often is an indicator that they need a bit of assistance. But also, it can be a fact that they are there to, that is there to push the other team back, which is, again, very helpful. With the likes of Groot, it is a very similar concept. He is built to push the team forward, and push the other team backwards, so that you can hold the point. I'm gonna say this now, this map is very not good for him, but also the other option is a dive tank. It could be helpful in this situation, but a payload is, if you push the other team back, then that means your payload can move forward. So I would say that's probably the best, more logical to use Groot. Now, for me, I don't use Groot. This is very unusual territory for me. But this is to show why most people use Groot, so that's the difference. With like that, you can block their teammates as well. And again, doing that gets him away from the point. He is one of those characters with the most amount of health because he is he can take the most damage. And he is one of the characters, if you're on your team, he will more than likely die less. Fam! Deforestation and that! Go away! He can definitely hold his own. Yeah, he's a hard one to use, I'll say that. Oh my god. I did retrieve, and then you can just replace them like there. And then they're just blocking them away, and you can't take any damage, but they can't actually take the point. So he is a character that can hold his own for a long period of time. So I've got 2 kills, no deaths, and I've like nearly 3k damage blocked. So he is very useful. I said no! This is obstruction of place. Alright, now they're starting to push a bit harder, which is a bit of an issue. As someone that doesn't use Groot often, he's not one hard to use. Oh god. He's not hard to use. So that's one good for me. But also he is a very important character to be using. Punch. Just punctured him with like a... I can't build a thing in the sky, but I can do that. He's another one that can combat a character like, what do you call it? Spider-Man and Iron Fist, which is another thing that people don't like. Like the fact that most people can't combat them. But we've been holding them off for so long, and they simply can't get in. They can't fly over. They can get around, but for some reason they've not actually done that yet, which I think is quite stupid. Now is the time I run away. Whoa, no! Goodbye, fellas. I'm the only tank. There is 3 DP. There's 3 healers and 1 tank. That might sound bad. Like, I know a lot of people don't like 3 healers. If you've got Groot and then 2 DPS, you are pretty good. And if you've got someone that knows how to use Groot, and this is from someone that doesn't know how to use Groot, but look at how I'm doing. The trees, I think, can be a bit of a distraction to the other team. So, yeah, that can be a bit of an issue. I think they finally clocked what my strategy is. And I'm glad. See, there is method to my madness, believe it or not. 3rd win in a row with like Vanguard. They are good. They are very good characters to use. The last one is a dive tank, which I would say is probably the best one is Venom. He is iconic for being to be known as a dive tank. A dive tank is a tank that can move well. He can move efficiently in and out of situations, but he can also hold his own. He is one of the tanks with the most health. He can also give himself an additional shield, which is an extra 1,000 health. So in total, if you know how to use him right, he can have over 2,000 health. That movement right there is an example of how he can move quickly, and also the cooldown's not that bad. The movement is hard to get used to. I like using Venom, but the thing is, trying to get like him to stay still and just not button mash, which is what I tend to do, can be a bit of a struggle. Example right there, I just got out of that situation to heal, but then I came back. That's, I think, the first time I've died. Yeah. I've damage block nearly 4k. Trying to hold the point is a bit difficult, especially when you've got every other character on your ass. That goes without saying. In this game, I'm being more of a sponge, which is not ideal, no, but it is still it's viable. If you can time everything just right, he is a very good Vanguard. But I'm still learning. I've got him at night because all I used to do was attack until I realized how to use a proper character like that. So that is one main struggle with Venom. You have to time everything correctly and know how to use each ability in what order and when to do so. Keep it. Keep it. Whoa. Get back on the point. I need that. I need this. So close. So close. Yes, I'm being healed. Perfect. Oh. We need to get everyone off the point. Dead. Your last bit of the equation. Oh no, that's bad. That's very bad. No, I needed to use my overshield. We might have lost this point, you know. Oh, but we're contesting hard. Wow, held it for that long. That's incredible. 6 to 4 is not great, I will admit, but like 12.5 damage block, that speaks volumes. But that just shows what kind of like tank he is, and a dive tank absorbs quite a lot of the like damage taken. And okay, all right, calm down, guys. Jesus. That I didn't time right. I definitely know that. Yeah, I meant to press by the like, because the ability when you can attach to others, it damages them over time. I meant to press that instead of the overshield. The overshield is the thing I need to time right. And then obviously knowing how to get out of those situations. It's always good to dive into a situation and then learn how to get out of it. See? Just like that. I'm not gonna say that was all me, but I had something to do with that. I was a core distraction, which is actually another aspect I think is good. You need a good healer with the dive tank like Venom. We're at 15.5 damage blocked with 7 kills, 6 deaths, and 4,000. No. Oh no, that's bad. That's bad. That's very, very bad. 99% as well. Their flyers, I think, are good. Yeah, their flyers in their team are good in their area. How have we lost that? I definitely, I'm gonna say this, in all of those payload games, he is by far the best for a payload. I think Groot's very malleable, shall we say. And he can play in multiple fields. So I would say he's probably best for a game like this, and it would have been better to have him protect in the likes of a game mode like that. Who is on the point? No one is on the point. Hey, we got it. So, overall, I would say the best Marvel Rivals Vanguard, it depends on what kind of Vanguard you are. You are either an anchor or bunker. Brawl. I think Brawl and Anchor are where I shine a bit more. Dive is still something I'm trying to learn a bit more of, but I'm a good dive tank with the likes of Hulk, but he's also a very aggressive player, not because, well, he's the Hulk. I'm also, he's a very aggressive in terms of fighting, so I would say he's good in that aspect. But without further ado, everyone, that is the end of today's video. I do hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe and comment what else you would like to see on this channel. And without further ado, I hope you have an amazing day as always, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!
Yeah.